Hey everybody, Ferg 1982 here, coming to you with the Giants' first big game against the Dallas Cowboys. Background, kind of different. Just had our first baby. His name is Eden. He was born September 7th. So it's fitting that the G-Men beat up on the boys this weekend. So, everybody probably watched the game, but if you haven't, you don't want to know the score, if you DVR'd it, recorded it on a VCR, if you still do that. Giants won. I won't give you any stats or anything like that, so you can pass by this video. But Giants did win their very first game against the Cowboys. It was their first home opener that they've won in 7 years? I believe they said it was 7 years. It's their first home opener against Dallas that they've had, that they've won in 9 years. 9 tries they've played Dallas, and they kept getting beaten in the home opener. So, good job, G-Men. $200 million was well spent. Score was 20-19, and I'll do the stats right away. Eli was 28 of 19, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. One was to Cruz, 3-yard touchdown. Cruz he looked explosive. He looked like he was the Victor Cruz of old, so that was good. The other one was to Larry Donnell. It's nice to see him back from his hamstring injury that he had last year. And then, of course, Beckham, he had a 45-yard touchdown, so that was really good. Rashad Jennings, he had 18 carries for 75 yards, and he was really good. They started running a draw play at the end of the game, and it worked really well. Shane Vereen out of the backfield, he didn't have a lot of yards running the ball, but he was superb out of the backfield receiving, like he always is. That's why he got Shane Vereen from the Patriots 2 years ago. They didn't have any sacks, but don't let that disturb you. I know I said they just spent $200 million on their secondary and their D-line, but they got in Dak Prescott's face a lot. And I want to give props to Dak Prescott. He was 24 of 45 for 257 yards, I think it was. No touchdowns, though. Dallas kicked a lot of field goals. Bailey had 4 field goals, and 2 of them were from 50 plus. So, it was a good game. I mean, obviously 2019, if you're looking at the video, you're thinking, what an awful game. It was like a trash game. But no, it was a solid game. The one pick, I'm sorry. Beckham didn't have that one touchdown. It was Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard had a touchdown, not Beckham. Sterling Shepard, I apologize. He looked good. Shepard looked really good. He can actually run a route. Ruben Randall. The Eagles saw what trash you were, and they just got rid of you too. The only gaffe, I'll say, that happened with Shepard, he was doing a comeback route, and he never came back on the route fully. And Eli threw to Brandon Carr, the DB on the Cowboys. Like right to Carr. I'll give blame 50-50. Eli shouldn't have thrown it, but Shepard should have at least tried to finish the route. And it all came down to the end of the game. Eli threw the touchdown to Victor Cruz, 3-yard touchdown. They had a nice drive. They got that with 6 minutes left in the game. And Giants stopped them. Giants were driving, then they punted on 4th and 1, and the Cowboys were attempting to come back. And the last play of the game was Terrence Williams caught the ball, and it looked like he got tackled around 45. It would have been a 57-plus yarder. Not to say that Dan Bailey wouldn't have made it because he made 2 from 50-plus. So the time ran out. Didn't have any timeouts. The Giants, they pressured Dak Prescott really well. This is the first game that since 1969 that a rookie quarterback has started for the Dallas Cowboys. That being the quarterback Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott was, what was he? He had 21 carries. He did have a touchdown, the only touchdown the Cowboys got. And he was 24 of 45. No, I'm sorry. Prescott was 24 of 45 for 227. I said 257 earlier. And the Giants held Ezekiel Elliott to 2.5 yards per carry. So the defensive line is doing what they're supposed to. They spent $200 million. You better be. But the linebackers, they had a solid game. They did have a little trouble with the tight ends and the wide receivers coming over the middle. They threw it to Bailey a lot, Dan Bailey, and he's the Wes Welker type where he can do a little drag across the field. He's going to be open because the linebackers just can't. And they weren't in a nickel D, so you don't have that cornerback with helping out the linebacker. And Witten was a little bit of an issue too, but it was a good game on both sides of the ball. It was a typical NFC East, knock them out, drag them out. Well, that said though, 2019, well, Eli threw 3 touchdowns. Well, Randy Bullock, who is replacing Josh Brown while he's on his 1-game suspension for beating up his wife, idiot, he missed extra point. He'll be there 1 game. The Giants still won either way. Next game is going to be against the New Orleans Saints. Last year, down in Louisiana, it was a shootout. Everybody remember that shootout? The Giants, it was like, I forget the exact score of the game, but it was a high-scoring game. Everybody's saying, will it be a shootout again? I personally don't think so. I really liked what I saw from the secondary. Janoris Jenkins, DRC, Landon Collins, the boy we got from Boise State, I forget what his name was. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. Good safety help. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be. Like I said, the D line did awesome, 2.5 yards carry, and the linebackers. So, do I think it's going to be a shootout? I don't. Now, people are going to look at it and say, "Oh, they lost against the Raiders. The Raiders are off the team." Look at the Raiders; they're not a bad team. I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to predict that the Giants are going to win the game, though, because of their secondary and their defensive line. I think they couldn't get to Dak Prescott this game. I think they'll get to Breeze at least twice. I'll predict 3 times they sack Drew Brees. I'll say the Giants beat the Saints 38-24. My prediction. Go G-Men. 1-0. Good way to start the season. Let's just keep it chugging. Don't be the Giants of old where you can't finish the season. Be a new giant team. I've had everybody has dealt with bad Giants teams. It seems like after they won their Super Bowl, their last Super Bowl when they beat the Bills, their second one, they kind of went downhill. And then it was a fluke in 07. People say it was a fluke, but they were a good team then. And then 11. Let's get back to not being 9-7 and getting into the playoffs. Let's actually be 10-6, 11-5, 12-4. Win some games. That's like, I'm tired of going on ESPN and them hating on the G-Men. So let's just keep it chugging, Giants. Tomorrow I'll be having the wrap up of the first NFL week along with my predictions for the next week. Everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content. My Twitter will be in the description. And thanks for watching, everybody. Again, look, next Tuesday Monday I'll have the wrap up for the Giants, and Tuesday will be the wrap up for the NFL every week. Again, subscribe, comment below, give this video a like, and thanks for watching my channel, guys. Hey everybody, Ferg 1982 here, coming to you with the Giants' first week game against the